neighbors are really, really cool. They have been awesome about trying to stay in touch with us. We had them over for dinner at the beginning of the summer, and they had us over for dinner at the end of summer, and that's where they gave us the honey. And they're honestly just wonderful humans, and I feel very lucky that they are our neighbors out here. It can feel a little isolating in rural communities. You don't have a lot of opportunity to just casually run into people. And when you have neighbors that go out of their way to invite you in to their community, it is so, so wonderful. So excited to live next to them, excited to share produce, excited to have the honey from their honeybees. I haven't opened this jar that they gave us yet, but we had a bunch of their honey when we went over to their house for dinner, and it is incredibly good honey. It's raw and unfiltered, and I feel like it tastes so different than the honey that I'm used to having from the store. We had it with cheese and crackers, but I cannot wait to use this for some recipes at home. When they gave us the honey, they also gave us a letter, and it says, "Dear friend, they say the best gifts are the ones you can't buy in a store. Sure, you can buy honey anywhere, but you can't buy this honey. This jar is something different. It's a small gift from my bees. A thank you for being part of my circle of family, friends, and colleagues. I wish I could share it with the whole world because I truly believe it's that good. The deep orange color, the cloudiness, a sign that it's raw and unfiltered, and the one-of-a-kind flavor make this harvest unique. This year we named it Marigold. Not because that's what the bees fed on, but because of its bold golden hue, because it's my birth flower, and because it also happens to be my favorite Foo Fighters song. And here's a thought for you. With every teaspoon you enjoy, you're tasting the life's work of 12 honeybees. That's right, 12 bees for just one spoonful. Makes you appreciate it a little differently, doesn't it?" And then they put some fun facts about honey and bees. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists found jars in Egyptian tombs over 3,000 years old, and the honey was still edible. World travelers, to make a single pound of honey, bees must visit about 2 million flowers and fly more than 55,000 miles, roughly twice around the earth, from nectar to honey. Nectar goes into the honey stomach of one bee, then is shared with another, who adds enzymes and tucks it into a wax cell. From there, the bees fan it with their wings until it thickens into the honey you're eating. Tiny but mighty, each bee makes only about 1/12 of a teaspoon in her entire lifetime. It truly takes an army to fill a jar. Nature's medicine. Honey has natural antibacterial powers and was used to heal wounds long before antibiotics were around. And sweet energy. It's the only food made by insects that humans eat in large quantities, packed with antioxidants and minerals. The last section is about kind of like land conservation efforts to protect the bees. We do not use pesticides in our garden. We let weeds like dandelions, we leave them all alone out here. Because the bees need them, even if it is a weed. Sometimes it serves a much greater purpose, and it's not always about the aesthetics of keeping like an immaculate yard. Sometimes it's about keeping a space that is as healthy and productive as it can be for the restrictions on the types of ads that I'm willing to have show on my channel. I think we're getting money slower than we were before because I did that, but I'm hoping that it's making the experience a little bit better for you as a viewer. Some of the categories that I got rid of were gambling, get rich quick type things, sensational ads, which I got rid of because I thought that those would probably be the loud ones where they're like, do this now. So I got rid of that category. I also got rid of weight loss stuff because I know that that is triggering to a lot of people, including me, when I'm trying to watch ASMR and I'm getting told that I need to change my body every which way all the time. I asked to restrict a lot of ad categories, which means that I don't know what's left, honestly. You tell me in the comments what kind of ads you're getting before and after my video, because I am very curious. I thought it was cool that they offered that as an option for creators, while knowing as soon as I clicked it that I was probably going to be eligible for less money. So my refrigerator just kicked on. I apologize for that abrupt change in audio, but because all of my ad revenue that I make on this channel is donated, I just felt like why not try to make the experience of watching ads a little better for viewers. If you don't care what kind of ads you get, let me know. If you remember what ad played before this video, let me know what you saw. I'm just curious if A, they're really doing what they said they're doing, and B, if you care. You know what I mean? I don't know. Looking for a little feedback on the channel. The other favorite action for the month of September was that I volunteered with an arts organization to help them with a gallery show. I have been to some shows that this particular organization has put on in the past and was always just very impressed and honestly really excited. The organization focuses on featuring local artists, and obviously that's in line with what I like to do on my channel, so they're doing it on a much, much larger scale and in real life, which is very exciting to me. So having been to a couple of their shows in the past, when I saw that they were looking for volunteers for an upcoming show, I said, I'll be there. It was a very cool experience. I was helping artists when they were bringing their art in, helping them get checked in, and so I got a little sneak peek at a lot of the art that's going to be up for the show. Got to meet some really, really lovely, eclectic people. The more that I volunteer, the more I realize that it's not as scary as I thought. The first barrier for me was just getting over going and doing stuff by myself where I don't know anyone. And obviously, that's been a journey over the last, 10 years. I just care less about how other people might be perceiving me. I think that's just a confidence that you gain as you grow into your 30s and 40s and 50s and beyond. I think a barrier to volunteering was like, well, if I don't have anyone that'll go with me, then I don't know if I want to go. And now I'm like, I'll go anywhere alone. I go to concerts by myself, to restaurants by myself, shopping by myself, whatever. The other thing that I found that I really enjoy about volunteering is that I just get to show up and somebody tells me what to do. My job is a lot of me telling other people what to do, so to get to show up and have no responsibility for an event, but to help put it together is honestly very refreshing, and I love that. And then number 3, of course, is just you build community by just showing up over and over again. The more times you show up for things, the more familiar faces you see, the more you feel you belong. That's kind of how building community works. Secret unlocked. Just show up over and over and over again. Those were my favorite actions: our donation to Artist Trust and volunteering to prepare for an art exhibit. So fun. Let's go next to my favorite TV show for the month of September. And I have a prop for this. It's in the shape of a bear. And my favorite show for the month of September writing is immaculate. The story that they're telling is so important to me. The actors on this show are some of the best that I've ever seen, and the way that these actors and writers handle these characters with such care is just a delight to watch. The show itself has a lot of topics around growing up in chaos and how, as an adult, we try and sometimes fail to find peace and make meaning in our own lives outside of the way that we grew up. And they're doing this through storytelling about the restaurant industry. What a diverse and found family experience working in that industry can be, especially in a city like Chicago where the show is set. I finally switched to the streamer that has the bear on it. I like to bounce around a lot, so I'll wait until there's stuff that I want to see on one, and then I'll cancel whatever subscription I have, start another subscription, watch what I want, cancel that, go to the next. I did cancel my Hulu and Disney Plus subscription. If you know, you know. I'll just leave it there. But I canceled it and I only had a couple days left to watch The Bear, so I binge watched season 4. That was one of my favorite things that I did in September, was getting to revisit those characters and that story and watching how they're growing. I know they're fictional, but they mean a lot to me. The Bear, The Bear, The Bear was my favorite show for September. The next category is my favorite movie, which was the movie Him. H-I-M, Him. The movie's about football, kind of. So I'll tap on a football while I talk about it. I am not really a fan of football, but I am a fan of horror. And I really like the projects that Monkey Paw Productions is a part of. And that is Jordan Peele's production company. So Get Out, Us, Nope, and now Him. It stars Tyreek Withers. It's essentially about a star college athlete who is hoping to get drafted for the NFL, and he gets invited by the greatest quarterback of all time to come train with him. But instead of being some inspiring or motivational sports movie, this one is about the cultish way we worship professional athletes, the lengths that athletes go to compete at such an elite level. It's also got some sort of supernatural elements to it. You don't think a normal person can just become the greatest of all time, do you? Do you really think that that's how that works? No. To operate at a level beyond normal like that, sacrifices must be made. Very sinister. I did go see it at the movie theater, which I love. fun in air quotes. Did I have fun watching that? No. Am I glad I watched it? Yes. It kind of reminds me of American Horror Story or American Horror Stories. It seemed like it'd be an episode or a season in that kind of universe. I highly recommend that you go. Just in time for football season. I hope you enjoyed the very random football tapping sounds. I asked my husband, do we have a football? He's like, maybe. I said, can you go look for me? He said, why? I said, I want to tap on it. And the man didn't ask any more questions. He just went and found me the football, so shout out to him. We've gone through gift, TV show, action, movie. Let's go next to my favorite music for the month. That's gonna be the song Heroine by Jadu Heart. Jadu. And they are a duo. They both sing and both play instruments. They both went to music school together and were assigned a project for school. And that's how the band started, which I love a good origin story. They have a little bit of psychedelic rock, a little bit of indie rock, a little bit of almost like ambient music baked in there. And the song Heroine specifically reminds me a lot of Radiohead. And you all know how much I love Radiohead. It specifically reminds me, I think it's just the bass line, but it reminds me of Karma Police, but more chill. The algorithm recommended this one to me. It did do a good job. I've been slowly dipping my toe into some of their other songs, and I looked them up on YouTube to watch some videos. Their music videos aren't exactly like my vibe, but I really enjoy watching them play live. And they have a new album. It dropped in April called Post Heaven. They're still doing stuff. I looked to see if they were going to be touring anywhere in Washington, and they're not. But I will be keeping an eye out because I think that they'd be really fun to see live one day. The song Heroine by Jadu Heart is my favorite song for the month of September. Next category is going to be favorite food, and I will tap on my Halloween phone case. Spooky season. Because it is that time of year. I finally put my fall phone case on, but my favorite food for the month of September is gonna be a drink, and it is gonna have to be a pumpkin spice latte, except it's not a latte, it's an Americano. I think I've said before that I don't really go to Starbucks anymore. I prefer to support local coffee shops a couple times a year. I will stop in and get a 16-ounce iced decaf Americano with the pumpkin cold foam. I had my first one in September, and when I tell you I took a sip, it made me giddy. I said, I want to go kick some leaves. I want to pick some apples. I want to wear a blanket. Like, instantly. The second it touched my lips, I was like, okay, fall is here. It's gonna be fine. All is well. And it's so silly that a drink can do that, but honestly, we're all just looking for little ways to get through the day, okay? And this one, it brought me joy. My little pumpkin spice Americano with cold foam. The reason that I go specifically to Starbucks for this is because I don't really like pumpkin spice, like the flavoring in my coffee, because it's often too sweet for me. latest favorites, I talked about the Focus Friend app. I just wanted to show you how my little bean's room is looking these days, because I've been continuing to use this app at work to help me stay focused between meetings. As you can see, I have filled up her entire room with decorations, and now I'm at the point where I'm going back and spending my socks to like replace things that I don't really love. Next up on my list is to change the rug to something different. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this one. I have been enjoying this so much. I just updated the app this morning and I can do a living room now. Sometimes dreams really do come true. I was thinking out, once I'm done decorating the bedroom, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Because it's very motivating to me to have something to buy next in this little world, okay? And I can unlock the living room for 1,000 socks, you bet your ass. I will be focusing. My little bean tofu will be knitting me many, many socks next week. I'm so stoked.